Hello and welcome back to Dicey Dungeons. I'm Wedgehead, you're you. Hit a bit of a wall here. Trying to get through the witch, trying to get through the jester. I think we're going to try something a little different. We're going to do an old run. Remember what it's like to win. I'm going to roll with a random number generator here. 1 through 4, depending on what we get is the character we are going to play as. So let's see. Got a 4. I'm going to play as the Inventor today. Let's do an old 1 through 6 and figure out what episode we're going to try. We're going to play episode 3. So episode 3 of the Inventor is an interesting episode. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to lose a lot of equipment in this episode. So if you don't know the Inventor, the way the Inventor works, because this is the first time we'll be playing as the Inventor in this series, the Inventor gets a gadget. This gadget has an effect that applies to my dice, or it might do damage, or it might give me a benefit. In this specific episode, the way it works is, you'll notice that we have a dice indicator in the upper right on our current equipment. If that dice indicator were to go down to 0, that equipment is going to turn into a gadget. And that can happen within the turn, which is a little different than the way the Inventor normally works, where basically at the end of a round, I'll have to turn an equipment into a gadget. My gadget also has a number of uses, so I'll have to keep that in mind as well. So here we can do, you can utilize our focus gadget to get the max value out of hammer, but before we do that, short sword takes a max of 4, so I'm going to go ahead and use my 1 here. To be able to use short sword. We shocked an equipment too. Okay, the wolf puppy is not going to do anything to us. Here we're just going to do the 6 damage and get lethal. Now we have to be careful because now our hammer's on a 2-turn timer, so we just have to be cognizant of that. We'd like to keep our hammer as long as possible if we can. I like to kind of take my equipment out and think about the situation ahead of us. Inventor requires a lot of thinking, moving in and out equipment, understanding what's coming up next, what gadget you might want to use for the next fight. So remember, in this case, we still have our focus gadget. We're going to be fighting Hothead. Not really any ability here to do additional damage to Hothead with ice. I'm just going to go ahead and drop crossbow in here, save hammer a little bit. We might get stereo head in the next floor, so hammer would do really good damage against stereo head. So I'm going to try to keep that as long as possible. Okay, so what's interesting here, I'm just looking at this. I'm going to actually go ahead and use my focus gadget. I'm going to duplicate my 6. I'm going to be able to do both crossbow and get max value out of sword for a 1-turn kill. Pretty good. Okay, got another short sword. Okay, so there is stereo head, so I'll try to use hammer against stereo head. We have Sneezy. As always, I'm just going to keep my dice as is. I still have my focus gadget. Going to try to make the most out of that focus gadget as possible. So again, I'm going to do the exact same play basically. Just remembering here that, and actually I forgot that I got an extra dice. I did that too quickly without thinking because I definitely should have made use of my short sword as well. Lost a little bit of damage there. It wouldn't have mattered probably. We're most likely going to do the exact same thing, get rid of our gadget next turn and kill Sneezy, but you always want to try to obviously make the most out of the damage that you can. Okay, Sneezy rolled a 5, so that's pretty good for Sneezy. We're going to take quite a bit of damage here. As usual against the Sneezy fight, Sneezy is the bane of our existence. Man, Sneezy just does so much damage all the time, it feels like. Even when Sneezy doesn't seem like they should. So here, Focus, our ability does the same as our current gadget. I'm going to try to save our current gadget for now. Basically, in the next fight, we'll probably break our current gadget, break an equipment to get a new gadget. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do the 6 quick damage here, and then kill with short sword. Sword should become an equipment for us in the next fight. Okay, do I need the health against Stereo Head? So at most, Stereo Head could do 8 damage to us, which puts us on a theoretical 3-turn timer. If we get another 5 health, that doesn't change at all. We'd still be on a 3-turn timer because we'd be up to 23. So I don't think I'm going to get the health yet. I'm going to try to take Stereo Head out here. And in this case, I think I will fight Stereo Head next. But before we do that, I want to remember to put... slot Hammer in here. Be able to end him a little quicker. Okay. So that's time. Let's remember... Wait, how did I have 4 dice in that last fight? Didn't I have 4 dice? Because I talked about how I messed up short sword, and now I'm back down to 3 dice. I don't remember what happened there. I don't think I used duplicate. That's weird. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm definitely going to put the 6 in the hammer. It's going to do 12 damage. If you don't know, if an enemy is weak to a damage type, the damage type actually doubles. So here, we did 12 damage there with the hammer. We also shocked one of his equipment. I can go ahead and break this. And again, that was not great because I could have actually used the short sword. I definitely don't want to break hammer this turn. I'm going to go ahead and break my sword, do another 5 damage. I missed out on some damage because, again, I wasn't thinking. I should have just taken my time, put something into short sword while I could have, then turned into 6s, but now I can't use my 6. And like I said, I don't want to break hammer yet. I could break hammer to kill, but then I lose out on hammer immediately. And we only take 4 damage. And we don't even need to use one of the equipment, we can use our gadget to kill here. Grindstone. Increase all equipment durability by 1. That's interesting. It takes a 6, so that's not great, but we do have focus, so we can use that immediately. Or double dice value. I think I will take Grindstone, just because it's a little different. Okay, lockpick, splitting a dice in 2, that's always good. So Grindstone here. I want to save hammer again for as long as I can get its value. I think hammer is pretty good against Marshmallow, so now could be a time to just go ahead and get rid of it, but again, like I mentioned, I want to save it for as long as I possibly can. So one situation that is because I have focus, I know for sure I'll be able to use Grindstone once. Because of that, I might want to slot hammer in just to get more value out of it. I think I'm gonna try this. Gotta be really careful in this round, especially because, like, right now I only have 2 damage sources and they're both going to... I'm gonna lose both of them soon. Okay, do the 5 damage with plastic gun while we have it. Again, in this situation, I want to be cognizant of the fact that I don't want to roll my 6s yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do the 4 damage now, while I can. Focus here. Duplicate. Increase all the equipment by 1. It also increases our gadget. And do 9 damage. Okay, we take 5. Completely okay because we do have the apples on the floor still. Okay, so see, this is a situation where it might actually benefit us to just wait. I can't... Unless I were to... No, even if I duplicate... Okay, so if I duplicate here, I could kill with crossbow, bringing both duplicate and crossbow down to 1, and it would kill Marshmallow. Now at worst, Marshmallow does 11 damage. With the 2 apples, we're up to a pretty healthy number, to where I think I'm just going to go ahead and end turn here and end Marshmallow with Plasma Gun. The only problem is then we won't have a gadget going into the next fight. So I think I will do it this way. Brings both of our equipment down to 1, but at least we'll have 1 use of a gadget in the next fight, and then we could instantly get an equipment from one of those 2. It also reduces our total damage taken. Ending the enemies sooner rather than later is always a good strategy. So in this case, with the Inventor, the way I usually think about it, although this is very lucky for us, we can actually take all of this, and I definitely will. But what I was going to say is, the way I think about it, Inventor, is I always am looking for equipment before upgrades. The more equipment you have, the better. Okay, so short sword can take a 5 instead of a 4. Hammer gets smaller. The one thing to note about equipment on this episode is equipment, if you upgrade it, it actually gets its full timing back. Keyblade does an additional damage. Venus Flytrap restores an additional health. I like Staff doing 2 more damage, especially because a lot of enemies are weak to fire. And what do we have here? Crossbow's timer goes down. Duplicate takes anything. Duplicate's always a good upgrade target. Grindstone on even, that's pretty good. No, this is interesting actually. I increased lockpick's durability by 1 because of Grindstone to 5. If I were to upgrade it, it actually would go down. I think I'm just going to upgrade Staff here. We want to try to keep that as long as possible now. Okay, Cactus. Never like to see Cactus. We got Cactus and Sneezy. I think some of the worst enemies in terms of damage dealt. Fireman, unfortunately, we don't have any ice or anything to that'll do good damage against Fireman. We have 2 shops in this floor. Because we used all of our gold in the last floor, we probably won't be able to make use of both of them. But we'll take whatever the best equipment is from both that we can. And then we have 3 equipment and a health. So let's see, we do know that our equipment is going to break almost instantly next turn. Having Venus Flytrap against the Cactus can be good, as well as Hammer, but the thing about Hammer is Cactus will get 3 dice, so Shock will pretty much have almost no impact for the most part. I think I'll probably go Venus Flytrap here. The other option is I could just load up on a ton of equipment. But I think for right now we'll do Venus Flytrap. Try to be able to heal through the thorns is kind of how I'm thinking about it. Okay, so here goes our current gadget. We're going to go ahead and use Duplicate in its last use. Okay, so I just wanted to know what the gadget was. We can duplicate all dice. The reason why I duplicated because I wanted to use Grindstone. We have the 6 there, which is good. The 4 here. And that's max value for us. Now, we could use Short Sword basically 2 more times right away, which would do another 6. I don't think we need to, though. With the cactus, it is good to get damage as much as you can before thorns are up. Okay, so this turn is definitely a little worse for us. We can turn everything to a 6 with focus, which I probably will be doing, but again, we want to remember about the short sword. So splitting of 5 will give most likely a 3-2, but might as well try it. We have a lot of lockpick uses here. Okay, and we did get a 4-1. That's kind of what I was looking for. Get max value out of that. Go ahead and increase everything by 1 again. And at this point, unless 6 could somehow become 7, we could duplicate. Took a bit of damage that way, but we're healing through the thorns. Okay, so let's see. Most likely. Wait, what? Why did we get duplicate back? What's going on with my brain this morning? Didn't duplicate just break into equipment? Okay. Well. Again, Hammer actually can be good against Fireman, but still, only shocking 1 doesn't really change Fireman's best turns. Fireman gets 2 equipment, 3 dice. Same with Wizard. Shocking could be good against Wizard. Wizard only gets 1 dice, or 1 die, but the problem is, you know, he has so many equipment that your odds of actually, the probability of actually shocking the equipment that you would need is not super high. And what Hammer will turn into equipment-wise is it'll turn into something that basically always does a shock. I think I'll probably just continue to roll with what we have here. It would be nice to get a little more damage, though, especially because we probably will lose one of these. So I think I'll take out Duplicate, even though I'm not even sure how we have it. Maybe put in Keyblade. And let's see, let's go into the Wizard fight. Wizard will probably do potentially more damage than Fireman. Okay, yeah, see, we do have a duplicate gadget, so I just don't really know what's going on there. Okay, let's see. Don't have our thing yet. So, first of all, does duplicating help us? It could. Oh, 1 can go into Keyblade. Feel good about that. I'm gonna put a 4 into Short Sword. Could put another 4 into Short Sword. And get the equipment. I think I might do that. Guess this plasma gun. We could do another 3 damage. Essentially, we could do another 3 times 3 damage, which is 9. But I think, and then instantly get the gadget, probably kill with whatever Keyblade gets us. Although I think Keyblade lets us roll another dice. I think we're good with kind of where we're at right now. Okay, so the 4 poison. It's not the worst one necessarily, if we can end him quickly. Do the 5 damage there. If we roll all 6s, we can increase our durability, which is nice. So we will probably do that. I'd like to use everything first, then increase the durability, not that it matters. It actually doesn't matter at all. I'm curious what's going to happen here, because this increases the gadget durability too, so will it not give me a gadget, or will it give me a gadget? It gives me a gadget. Okay, it gives me barricade, which is actually a pretty good equipment. So we can do this and just maximize the use of our equipment by putting in a keyblade. Okay, we got an extra dice, that's good. Another staff, which is nice to see, and a plasma blaster, also pretty good. Okay, going into the fireman fight. Let's think about this. Definitely not staff. I think fireman is weak. He's either strong against fire or weak against ice. I'd rather not take the chance of him being strong against fire and bring the fire in there. We could probably get rid of hammer at this point. But let's see what other options we have here. I'd like to bring in our other short sword, probably bring in our plasma blaster, and then what's our 2-space equipment that we're going to take. Getting rid of crossbow could be nice right now. But I'm guessing it does a lot of damage. I'm guessing it'll turn into, again, the equipment that does 5 damage, so that could be good going into later fights. So I'll just take hammer, I think. Get that equipment as quickly as possible. Hammer is a very good starting equipment, especially for the Inventor. Sometimes there's some graphical bugs. You saw there was like a little 6 up here. I'm gonna just use the shield. See, again, 2 equipment pieces. Fireman actually gets 4 dice. So shocking 1 really isn't gonna do much. In fact, it pretty much does nothing. There are some rare cases where it might have some sort of an impact, but for the most part. Okay, 5 damage like that. 4 damage like this. I'm gonna save hammer at least until I can shock with it and get as much use out of barricade as I can. Do 1 return the dice. Can do another 3 with this. And I'll do... I think I'm good with that. Doing another 1 damage isn't worth losing equipment durability, I don't think. Okay, so we'll be taking 8 and getting 2 burnt dice. Go ahead and use that. This will actually, the burn dice will actually decrease our shield. So here we can go ahead and use hammer, but let's think about if we need to do that. So that'll do 6 damage. Another 4 is 10 damage. Another 4 is 14 damage. And then another 3 is 17. Another 3. The only problem is in that case, we'll actually get hammer, immediately lose it for whatever Keyblade gives us. Well, I'm definitely going to put the 4 in here. I could split a dice to do even more nonsense. I could do 2, 4, and then 3. I could do 11 that way. And then I can have a decision between which equipment I want to lose, basically. So let's try that. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of equipment that's about to break. Equipment management probably was not my strong suit in this fight, because that's not what we want to see necessarily. Okay, so we only have 2 left in our gadget. I feel okay about losing an equipment, but I will definitely be losing 2 equipment right now to be able to kill, unfortunately. So I'd like to... I'm curious We can do 3 and 5 to kill. I'm curious, what does Keyblade give us? Roll an extra dice. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So I think I'd rather... I think I'll go ahead and take the shock. And we didn't take any damage from the burn dice because we put the shield up first. Okay, chocolate cookie. Not my favorite piece of equipment. Okay, we have an upgrade, we have a whip, we have a staff. We only have 3 gold right now. Wooden shield, another keyblade, leather armor. So I could get keyblade, leather armor. Oh, I could upgrade leather armor. Or I could get one of the 2 pieces. Again, I always kind of prioritize quantity over quality. Leather armor is basically just fodder for gadgets. Okay, so Wicker Man is weak against fire. Okay. We definitely want to kind of think about saving as much one-use equipment as we can here. We'll be able to shock 3. Because of that, I probably will fight... Actually, Wicker Man has 3 pieces of equipment, so we can shut Wicker Man down. We can shut really either of Wicker Man or Super Dryad down with our shock 3. I think we'll go into Wicker Man first. I'm going to take the leather armor. No, I think we'll do Super Dryad first. I'll take the leather armor and try to break it. I will put in, let's see. Breaking short sword. Well, no, actually we want to break leather armor. So because of that, I'll put in staff. I'll put in lockpick. And I will put in... Oh, we have a new keyblade, I just remembered. Put in... This one's tough. We don't have a lot of good equipment durability right now. So I will put in Fly Trap. No, you know what? I'll do Keyblade, Plasma Blaster. Keyblade, Short Sword. Alright, sorry. That's really where all the thinking comes in the Inventor is equipment management, equipment in and out, what gadget's coming up next, what gadget do you currently have, those sorts of things. Okay. Poison Slingshot and Detonator. So actually Super Dryad doesn't seem that bad. Gonna shock all that equipment. Won't make too much of an impact. Cypher Dryad has 4 dice, but it will slow down the Poison Slingshot counter pretty considerably, actually. So I want to try to save Short Sword for a little while, make some use out of that gadget while I have it. Gonna reduce as much as possible. It doesn't do anything against the Super Dryad. The Super Dryad doesn't do any direct damage to us except for until they get Detonator. But again, I just want to break this equipment. Okay, so I will do that. Just get a little value out of Keyblade. Be able to burn. Okay, 3 in shock. What you gonna do? Probably use the... Yep, I was gonna say probably use the 2. Okay, they were able to poison us. They rolled pretty good. Use Jackhammer again. Okay, should be able to break that next turn. Can decide what to break here. Use the Keyblade. Again, do 6. And that feels good for now. They'll probably elect... Okay, actually they can't even use Detonator. So, will they be able to poison us again? Nope. Okay. So we want to be smart about how we do this. 3 and 6 is 9. So I think we might need to break short sword. Okay, I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna do 3 damage here. And then I can do 1 more damage with short sword. Guess it's plasma gun. I mean, that's always a good equipment. And we got another short sword. Pretty good. Okay, again, I want to maximize my use of stabs. Gonna take this into the Wicker Man fight because it's gonna do a ton of damage to Wicker Man. I want to try to maximize some equipment here. I could chocolate cookie too and just absolutely dominate on 1 turn. Especially because I have focus up. I would get 4 6s, so 24. Which, yeah, would be enough to instantly chocolate cookie staff. Which would do 32 damage on turn 1. I don't quite remember what Wicker Man's total health is. In which case I would kind of calculate it. But I will do another 5 damage from the gadget. So just because I have that combo right now, I'd like to take it. If I can keep my plasma, or my shooting gadget going into the next fight, that would be good. So because of that, I'll probably try to reduce the number of 1-use gadgets I take into this fight. I'll take short sword. I'll take fly trap. Not sure if we'll need it. Okay, again, I don't remember what is... Okay, Wicker Man has 44 health. I mean, we're still gonna chunk, considerably chunk here. 5 damage there. Okay, so we will need all of our equipment to make this happen. Because I was gonna see, could I use short sword or could I use anything else? But the 6 and the 6 will take down chocolate cookie, and then we'll need, unfortunately, both 6s to get to staff. I think that's pretty much the most damage we could do right now. Make use of it while we can. Yeah, and that's just crazy damage. Are they gonna take their... Okay, just 1 burnt dice. Okay, we are getting pretty dangerously low here. But we do have health available to us now. Gonna take all that. We'll heal after Loud Bird. Okay, 2-handed sword. It's a really strong piece of equipment. For the Loud Bird fight, I won't have focus, so again, that chocolate cookie combo, wombo combo won't happen immediately. I'd like to take in definitely the short sword. Getting another blaster right away could be very good, so we won't take Keyblade. We could take, again, Venus Flytrap. And then might as well try 2-handed sword. Okay, see how this goes. The Loudbird fight can be a really brutal one. And Loudbird, I think, by default weakens 2 equipment. Yeah, 2 equipment. So that can really hurt us. Okay, so there was Plasma Blaster, so I actually don't feel that bad about going ahead and just getting in the max value out of this Plasma Blaster to double up on that. Now we could do 6, 7 damage and restore 2 health, or we could do 7, 8 damage. I think I like restoring the health for right now. I mean, technically we could do another 1 damage if we wanted to, but I feel okay with what we're at. We have Loudbird pretty much down to half. Okay, silence is just so hard to work around because it blocks our equipment from us too, and then we have this situation going on. So not a good look so far. I actually don't know what happens if we were to break this equipment, if it would just get rid of the silence. I'm assuming not, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and do the 5 damage like this, and another 1 damage. And we just hope we don't get... Okay, and we get silenced again. We do have our special, so if... And that was pretty much an optimal turn for Loudbird. We do have our special, so if we can somehow not get silenced, we can do some good damage. Okay, make the most out of... Oh, no. Oh, that hurts. That's really bad. Oh, that's so bad! Stop rolling doubles! Stop it! Stop! Quit it! I don't want to see any more doubles from you. No more doubles. Okay. Alright. In this case, I know I'm going to break an equipment. And these don't really do anything. I just want to say, there is some bug with breaking silence. Okay, that fits in. Are you going to let me... You're not going to let me do anything here? That... Where do you want it? Okay. Yeah, it's so weird the way that works. Okay, we heal 3. I feel okay. Why? Dodge next attack. Okay. Well, I think we have to do it this way. Okay, so that is good to know. It didn't actually break the silence. Wow, ouch, that used up so much of our equipment there. But we got through it. Again, I always pretty much prioritize copying or getting more equipment when I'm playing the Inventor. I'll just mention, if you're looking at your backpack, you actually have to, for the copy, I'm not sure why, but you have to put it into your slot, go back and copy it while it's in a active slot. Usually I copy the equipment that I upgraded. In this case, I probably will do that. But it'd be nice to have another Keyblade, for instance. But I'll just copy this. It actually copies the durability too. Good to know. Okay, wow, we have so many stabs. Staff City. Okay, okay, but that's good because Staff will be very good against both Paper Knight and Snowman. So again, this is kind of what I was mentioning about a lot of enemies are weak to fire damage. Getting rid of the two-handed sword right away is okay to me. I'd like to use probably one of my staves, the higher durability one. Leather armor or the weakened damage against Rat King will do literally nothing, so we don't want to break that yet for sure. Splitting into two is fine. And then at this point, it's kind of like, I guess, chocolate cookie. We do have our focus, so we can make use of chocolate cookie. Go ahead and do the 2 damage. Chocolate cookie. And then do monster damage. Do another 5 with the gadget too. So Kraken probably will do very minimal damage to us. Like, yeah, 3 damage. Oh, wait. No, 6 damage. But even still. Pretty much have you like that. And hoping this gets us there, and it does. Okay, so super easy Kraken fight. Good use of our equipment. We have a attacking equipment, which is good against Rat King. Got another Keyblade, very good. This does have health to us, we want to remember that. At the end of this, I will be able to pretty much buy all of it. So I'm going to buy something right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and buy Shovel. It's the better equipment here, I feel like. I want to, and the other thing is I'm keeping at least 2 gold so I can buy this health if we need it. I don't think I need this health against Rat King. Breaking the leather armor eventually in this fight could be good. Having the Keyblade there, probably will bring in Shovel. And we want to break Crossbow pretty much last. Being able to do a whole bunch of damage through Crossbow could be very nice. So because of that, I will probably take one of my staffs. The higher durability staff would be good. Can take a staff plus at this point, honestly. If we don't take a staff plus, yeah, I don't know if it matters too especially much right now. So maybe we'll just take a regular staff. I don't know. We want our staff pluses for the ones that are weak, so just want to make sure that we keep that in mind. Okay, and see, this is what I was kind of talking about when we were doing a poison build. There are a lot of enemies that are weak to poison, Rat King being one of them, or strong against poison. There are no enemies that are weak to poison. I'm not too afraid of the Rat King necessarily, but those are kind of famous last words territory. Gonna weaken one. Weakening against the Rat King doesn't do too much. Again, I could weaken another, which isn't necessarily a bad idea here, just because I get the max value out of Shovel. But I think I'd rather do at least do the 3 damage. I only have 7, so I would need the 6 to be able to use staff. I kind of like burning the dice. Probably do another 4, and the 6 there. Has a weaken equipment, has a burnt dice. Okay, we'll definitely be using the burn dice. Okay. That was weird. I guess that makes sense. Didn't have it without it, but sometimes I found Rat King behaves very strangely. Like especially like in this case, I would bet that the Rat King, even if they roll a 1, will not put it into here. We'll put it into this first equipment first. So oftentimes they won't take the guaranteed. So I could do 3, 6. And another 2, 4, 5, 6. Don't have enough for staff. So I could do another 3 damage. Another 2 damage. Could do another 3 damage and kill. But we kind of want to break. Well, what we can do is... Oh, wait, I was going to say, what we can do is do the damage, and then we can do the leather armor, but we killed him. So we can't do that. Might as well take that. We're going to roll an extra dice this turn. Well, actually, is actually pretty useful because it'll help us get our staff rolling. In this case, might as well just go super staff heavy. Do that. Maybe get chocolate cookie out there is kind of how I'm thinking about it. We could split a dice. Also duplicate a dice. Don't want to have too many one-turn equipment. We don't have focus, I don't believe. Haven't really been taking much damage at all. So I'll save chocolate cookie until then. Let's do that, I guess. And we will fight Paper Knight first. Paper Knight I'm more afraid of. And this is actually, although I didn't think about it too much, this is actually a really good equipment against Paper Knight, because Paper Knight could theoretically lock 2 of our dice. So just having more dice in general is very good. So I'm going to keep that in mind and try to save my equipment, save this as much as I can for right now. Okay. Okay. And then we definitely got Paper Knight next turn. Even with 1 luck dice. Okay. So in this case, either of the stabs will kill. So I'm going to do the weaker one. Might as well break the weaker one first, get more use out of the stronger one. And then doing that 3 fire damage will just absolutely destroy the snowman as well. Okay, take all the health I can. We probably, in fact, we definitely won't need to buy the health. And because of that, even though we have enough gold now, I'm also going to go ahead and just pick up Spanner. We can upgrade. I'll just wait until whatever this is. Let's make sure all of our equipment is ready. That's one thing you really have to keep in mind with the Inventor, is making sure that your equipment is all set and ready, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll lose a whole bunch of equipment, and then the new equipment you pick up will just auto slot, but sometimes you won't auto slot if you don't have new equipment, and then you can go into a fight in a bad situation. You can always run from a fight. Not something we've had to do it to this point, or not something I've done to this point. It is an option. I'm going to go ahead and utilize at least one use of chocolate cookie. Break this staff too, probably, and we'll do a whole bunch of damage. Use the equipment, chocolate cookie, staff, the gadget, use the gadget again. Because of that, we probably don't need to do much else, to be honest. We can just break the crossbow going into the next fight, I think. The other thing is, if we break chocolate cookie, we get fury, which is also really good. So we can think about that too. Okay, so here's 6 damage. We can use our focus. We probably don't need it, but let's see, we have 6, 10. Okay, yeah, I think we actually do need it. And just like that. We weren't able to break our chocolate cookie going to the next fight, but we could always break it right away in the next fight too. Counterfeit duplicated dice, pretty good. That's not bad. I probably will just end up doing that, honestly, with chocolate cookie. Yep, I think I will go ahead and do that. Can use that in the boss fight. Wow, so this is the first time in this series that we've gotten to the boss. I'm feeling pretty good. Have some very good equipment right now, so not too worried. I'd like to, let's see, in this situation, take as much damage as possible, probably. The one thing we have to keep in mind is if Drake shows up, we will have to get rid of our equipment. Drake will catch us in the fields, so we got to be careful. Be careful about that. What's another one-use equipment I could take into the fight? We don't have much damage right now, actually. But I don't know if we do much better than this. Duplicate could be good. Lockpick. We'll just take lockpick, I guess. Let's see, who's our boss? Okay, Aphie. Aphie, shocking Aphie is just absolutely shuts her down because she only has two equipment. I wouldn't say it shuts her down. Dodging shuts her down, actually. She only can attack with one equipment, so you can dodge it every turn. She will never hit you, or they will never hit you. Okay. Weakening could be good, but we would lose it pretty much right away. We could weaken every turn after that. No, I think I'm feeling confident. Aphie basically will get a lot of shield and then try to shield bash us essentially with it. 56 health. We will make use of our equipment. Aphie has this double tower shield and then saber, which does damage plus bash for the equipment that they have. Okay. We'll save Keyblade for now. Let's see, we can do 3, 6, 9. Might as well set it up. And I think that's all I'm going to do for now. I should have put those dice in. That was stupid of me. Could have at least decreased some of these values. Okay, so now that this is on 1, feel okay with going ahead and doing some damage. Okay. And then I could do... couldn't get to plasma cannon, but I could get close. I could also go ahead and do this now. Roll an extra dice. And I have 16. I think I'll go ahead and burning dice and reduce this a little bit. Ouch. We can do 20 here. Let's think about this. So this would be 20 damage. Or I could burn some dice. Let's try doing the 20 damage here. I think we're dead. The dream is dead, boys and girls. Once again. That's actually the first time I've ever lost in that one. I really should have thought about my equipment management a little bit more there. I took some bad equipment, I think, into that Aphie fight because I wasn't really thinking through the fact that Aphie can just shield so much damage that if you're not just continually keeping up that onslaught, then you can kind of lose your equipment and be in a bad situation. They will outshield your damage. But for the most part, I think that based on the equipment set that we had as much damage as we probably could have taken into that fight. We got close. I don't feel too bad about that run. I guess I'd never win in this game. The game's calling me a liar. That's fine. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'm sure we'll win one of these days. Or maybe not. You can call this the losers round. You can go watch your other YouTubers who win, feel good about that, and then come watch me and watch me lose. Every single time. Bye-bye.